Hey everybody, welcome to another Quicksave review with me, RC. Quicksave review is basically a let's play and a review smushed together with a game that I'm currently playing. And I'm currently playing Castle Pals on the Switch. Now, Castle Pals is a game that I received the key for it, and with a name like Castle Pals, I was like, oh my god, what is this about? But it's actually a pretty cool little platforming game. There are some things about it I'm not the biggest fan of, but that's what you get with a budget title. It's a $5 game on the Switch here. But it actually takes a pretty interesting approach to platforming. You have two characters who play different, entirely different from each other. And you basically go through the levels, taking turns with each character, playing through differently designed levels with their different abilities. So here, we'll start at the very beginning here. As you can see, Act 1. And I started Act 2. This is the only time they actually give you a story. But basically, like, one night, I guess these kids find a castle, and they decide to explore it because they are wise. Nothing bad could happen, could it? It says Frankenstein or something. I don't know. Real weird. But it really reminds me of like old NES games, like Blaster Master. Like Blaster Master was like, oh yeah, this kid, his frog jumped in this hole, so he decided to get in a big truck and go in the hole after it. You know what I mean? It's that kind of throwback old story that's real silly. So anyway, you play as the girl here. She could jump, and she has different abilities where she could punch. If you're moving, she could do this like crazy Zangief, move here. So yeah, this is where the first part of the game, for me at least, the girl levels are just okay. Like, they are just typical platforming, and that's the other thing right there. You hear how loud those sounds are compared to the rest of the game. Like, the music is super quiet. The attack sounds are somewhat louder, and then when you jump on someone's head, it is really loud. Like, I don't know who did the mixing for this, but I notice this a lot in budget games nowadays. It's like they do not go out of their way to, like, really balance the sound, which is kind of annoying. So you reach the flag, you get a well done. Then you play as the brother here. And this is another situation where this sound, you're going to hear this a lot as you're playing the game with him, and it gets really, really annoying because it's so loud. So anyway, this is his whole moveset here. He can fly around, he jumps on the enemy's head, you just gotta avoid stuff. So, I actually really like the gameplay for the boy here. It's unique, and it's basically like, using Mario's raccoon tail through a whole level, which is really fun. And it's letting you know here that, like, as you can see in the top left corner, there is now a timer. Again, like, these projectiles, so loud for no reason. Anytime you get hit once, boom, you're done. But yeah, you now have a timer, and what the timer does is it counts up whether you're going to get a gold coin from this level or not, okay? What the gold coins do, I have no idea. I'm not sure why they're a thing. They're just an extra thing for you to do for replayability, I guess. One of the other things you can also do is at any point, if we go back, oops, menu here. I lost what I was doing here. Okay, so at any point in a level, if you see these gems that are down here at the bottom, we've already collected the blue one. The blue one was the easiest to collect because it was in the level we were just playing, and it's basically along the way as you're jumping. I haven't seen the red or the green one, but what happens here is if you collect all three of those gems, you get to unlock... hold on. These menus are a little wonky here, too. Trying to hit back... There we go. You unlock these lost levels, and you get 2 sets of lost levels, which I think is a kind of a strange decision because there are only 3 acts of the game. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 36 levels, which is fine, and then you have, another 1, 2, 3. You have another 20 levels locked behind getting those 2 things. So I guess it adds some replayability to hunt for the gems or whatever, but they could be anywhere. The first gem was in Act 1, and I don't believe that they actually tell you which level it was. Yeah, they don't put a little thing on here to let you know, like, hey, there was a gem in this level that you collected, just so you know. I don't know. It seems very strange the way this is all kind of put together, but here, let's jump a little further in. Let's do 9 and 10. So as you can see, ooh, she got hit right in the head. The game starts introducing actually some real cool stuff to it. Like, they put in these plunger things. You gotta try to still avoid these big balls. Oh, obviously don't jump in the lava. There you go, you gotta go under him that way. And we gotta drop kick that dude. One of the other things you could do as well, you get these midpoints or checkpoints like you would get in like a Mario game. At any point, if you don't want them, you can actually turn them off like that. So that way there are no checkpoints, but I don't understand why you would do that. The other thing, and this is actually what I do when I play, is I turn off that HUD in the top left because the gold coins don't really mean anything. So it's just a distraction while I'm playing to like watch the tire. My eyes keep darting back and forth. So most of the time I actually just turn that off, and I think I'm just gonna leave it turned off for now. But check this out though. They start introducing like a cool mechanic into the game that I really like, where you have these things here. These are button tops. You have to figure this out on your own too, by the way. They don't actually show you how to do this. It's not like in a tutorial or anything. You push this over, and what happens is then you get a blue button. So it fills with blue, okay? So then you can step on it, but there's no blue wall to bring down. There's just that fuchsia wall. So you got to take this, push it down there. See, that fills with red to mix with the blue and creates the like fuchsia purple, even though that's not technically the color it would be. Blue and red makes purple. It does make that fuchsia color, and then you can walk through. So it adds in some real clever mechanics stuff going on, which I'm actually pretty impressed with, and I really like it. This one is actually pretty cool too, but it's a little bit more janky. I'll show you what this is all about here. So these walls here, again, there's a lot of experimentation in this game, which I kind of like, because you got to figure it all out. But that ball will bounce off of those parts there, and eventually hit a plunger that's in the lava, there we go, and break those bricks up top, so that way you can fly up and through into the exit. So there's a lot of cool little stuff like that in this game, which is what I like about it. It's adding in some cool mechanics. Let's head back here. I just wish the sound was mixed better. I wish the sound effects themselves were better in certain situations. Some of the sound effects are just terrible. Ugh. Bad choices. I wish the menu worked a little bit better, you know? I wish you could just hit the, you know, the top bumpers or something like that to move between screens and stuff instead of having to actually select the left or right arrows down here. Or like, you know, maybe put in something that's like hit X to move, you know, right and Y to move left, or you know, you can make it so the person could select those, but also give them a shortcut with the bumpers. I don't know, but it just make it a little bit easier to move around, right? All right, we're gonna jump into where I left off here. I actually got to this level, and I quit out because I got very close to finishing it, and then I got a little frustrated. So you got to move this button thing, just like I showed you in the previous level. And then you got to push that in there, and that's going to let these little guys out and throw them in the lava there. So they're gone. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Something got me on the other side, but I think it was this guy, actually. So I'm going to kill him right off the bat. His stupid electro spark thing, like, totally got me. Killed me last time. I was so irritated because I was like this close to finishing the level. I know it's a quick level, but I was just like, come on! Alright, so those dudes are dead. So I guess we gotta fly down here, but we gotta wait for that spike thing. So yeah, I enjoy the game much more without that timer in that top corner, because that timer is super distracting when I'm just trying to get through the game. There we go, we finished it. Not too big a deal. Level cleared. Woo! We'll just play a couple more levels here so you guys can see what else the game has to offer. Oh, I gotta start being really careful here. That thing is so loud compared to the music in this game. Alright, I gotta time this right because those guys are gonna turn on their electro whatevers. I don't even know what hit me there. Okay, try this again. Up, up, up. There we go. Do the spin thing. Jump on this guy. Oh, God. I thought it was done. I'm rushing it. So yeah, I don't like her levels as much as the boys' levels. They just are not as interesting. Like, it's just platforming, and she's got gloves, I guess. I don't know. The boy levels are much more interesting because you got to float around at the right times, and I just find it to be that much more... Oh, that was close. She can actually push these bricks, though, which is pretty cool. There's a checkpoint. But I just find his levels to be that much more interesting than hers, and I don't know if it's just because the flying thing is more fun, or if it's just more unique, which I think might actually be the case. Oh my god. Okay, don't get close to that guy again. That lightning apparently has, like, quite a range. Alright, these things can be annoying, too. And there we go, we made it. Let's see, we'll play through one more with the beanie kid here. But yeah, I feel like Castle Pals is not, it's not a bad game at all, especially for $5. I feel like this is a game who, you know, true platforming fans I think will have a good time with. It does, obviously, like we already saw, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a very long game. So keep that in mind if this is something you... Oh, no! If this is something you will end up diving into. Because even for, you know, you might feel like you get your $5 worth or whatever out of it, which is great, but, you know, I feel like a lot of the budget games, you know, for $5, they come with the automatic number of 50 levels seems to be, or around 50 levels seems to be the sweet number there. Alright, so that's gotta break the bricks. And that's not breaking any more bricks for whatever reason. There we go. Oh, geez. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Whoa! Oh, there's different ways to go. There's the red gem. Look at that. I also feel like the gem thing would be a really cool mechanic in the game. You know, finding the gems in the game. If there were more to find. There's only 3 in the whole game. Like, I know it's a short game, but only 3 of them? I don't know, man. But so far with what is given here, I do feel like that this is a pretty cool little game for $5, to be honest. Like, I'm already a platforming fan. This adds in a few mechanics that I think are actually pretty unique and pretty cool. I think that the levels with the girl are lacking a bit. I feel like she could have had some... She should have... Like, if they're going to put her in the game, she needs some kind of cool ability, you know, like the boy does. The boy has a super cool ability. His hat flies, makes him fly. She just kind of walks around and punches stuff, and it's kind of like, all right, so I have a, you know, a plain Jane character here, and I have a character that flies. So it's like, I don't know. I would have made probably all the levels work with the kid with the beanie on, because I feel like that's really where the fun is at for this. But with all that said, though, like I was already saying, I think this is actually a pretty cool game for $5. So, guys, I hope this video helped you make a decision on whether this is a game you want to check out or not. You know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and of course, I'll see you all in the next Quicksave review. See you then.